We're glad you're watching our video. Give it a like and subscribe to this channel.
You know that 50% of you aren't subscribed? Do that now. Also, check out our podcast below in the description.
We are sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka.
Yes, we are. #1 vodka in America. I do think it's fair to conspiracy theory ask yourself, if this had been Jerry Jones or Stan Kroenke or, Jeffrey Lurie's head coach, would this have happened? Because the Raiders do often feel like they're in the firing line. And my answer to that, and you and I have talked about this before, and we, in our interactions with him, even though I've never got a true answer on this, he helped remove me from the radio station, which in fairness, one of the greatest things that's ever happened to me. I mean, I'm grateful the way it happened, that Mark Davis didn't like my tone talking post-game the way that I talked, which is understandable. But I don't think the league, and I think this is well known, and I actually was texting with someone that used to work for the Raiders in a business capacity. And
Mark Bourdain?
No, not that high up. Oh. Mark, he stayed pretty silent actually since he's left. The league would do anything, and I mean anything. And this is an educated statement here. This is not. I don't know or met. I don't know anyone in the league office. Rodgers never told this to me, but I know enough people that would agree with this. They want Mark Davis to go away. They want Mark Davis to not be the owner of the Raiders. They would love if Mark Davis just said tomorrow, the Davis family, we're going to sell. The Raiders would do everything in their power to help facilitate that. They would hold his hand along the deal, right? They want Mark Davis gone. So one conspiracy theory is, did they do this to attack Mark? And my pullback on that would be, this honestly has nothing to do with Mark. If he had done this on Mark's watch, Mark, they got rid of him pretty quickly after this happened. He did all this at ESPN.
That
it actually doesn't really reflect the Raiders.
There's a lot.
It does, but it doesn't reflect him.
There's a lot of half-baked theories. Here's where I would go on that half-baked theory, which is one of the top theories. That
they want Mark
that
gone.
It failed. That they tried it and it failed. And the effort was, let's see if we can get Mark Davis, if we're going to go down this road. Maybe the thinking would be on this particular theory. Let's see if we can get him to defend him. He loves him. He hired him. He went all in on him. Let's see if we can make Gruden indefensible and then put Mark Davis in a position to defend him. And then the blowback on that, we can take the team from Mark.
That would have been a tough one, though.
I know. Well, I know.
That would have been a bold. That would have been a strategy that was probably Hail Mary from where Dan Orlovsky stepped out of the end zone. That felt pretty far-fetched.
I'll say this. I was thinking about this last night after we did the show, before we get to some more conspiracy theories. I think the #1 contributor to my conspiracy theory brain, my development as a conspiracy theorist, or at least what I think of my, all of us can come up with good theories.
We question. We would just,
What do you think contributed for you? For me, it was watching all 8 seasons of House of Cards. Everything comes from somewhere, John. All right, what about the theory Goodell read those quotes and said, forget that guy, let's get him out? Too simple?
Well, if someone called
because of what he said to me about me.
Yeah, I think human nature, if someone who's also a powerful person, enormous egos, was talking mad shit about you. And legit statements, right? Not just oh, fuck this guy. Just things you're wait, he's saying what? This guy can't stand me. And who knows? Maybe they have had countless interactions. You were saying this to me before we hopped on here. They're when you do Monday Night Football, and I had this happen to me way, way different, but when you're a partner with a team / the league, they have things that they want to push forward. And I could see John, once you read some of these emails, not on board with everything. And Rodgers going from a business standpoint, tell this motherfucker just to do some of this stuff. And John was so powerful, even at ESPN, he didn't have to listen to a soul. Not a soul. Maybe Roger couldn't stand him. And obviously, Gruden didn't really like him. But then when you tangibly read some of the things this guy was saying about you, this guy's done on my watch. Now, the pushback on that theory is the moment you start release some of these emails, again, this was not a investigation about the Raiders and Jon Gruden. This was an investigation about an owner who was detested by people in the league. They did a power play the last couple years to try to get him out, and Dan Snyder somehow won. And he's like, don't worry, guys. My wife is now the president of development in the organization. She'll handle it all. It's like, way to go there, Dan. Way to get an independent thought there. But once you go after Jon, which is to me very feasible, like Roger, and this is what I kind of believe, but the more I think about it, like, he's no dummy. He's going to know, well, what were some of the emails that, I don't know, Dan Snyder was sending, the investigation was after, and now do you see the NFLPA was like, we'll release them all. And there are several guys in the NFL, I don't know, Sean McVay, I don't know, Kyle Shanahan, who worked at that organization. They probably, even if you're like, I don't think I did anything wrong, but if you told me, Jon, every email you've ever sent is going to get published right now, I don't think I would sleep tonight. Not because I don't think like there's something too crazy, but I don't know. So it's just, do you expect all these emails to get publicized? Because I do not. I don't either. But the pressure's not going to stop.
Well, but that's the theory, right? That there's something worse coming, and this is a way to try and distract from it.
Like you're saying Snyder's next?
Yeah, or like maybe we.
But if there was something big, that means they know about it right now. Why would they go out? Like, it's not arguable that someone specifically leaked emails to get Jon Gruden. Put him under the
question is, right, the first question, if we were doing like a conspiracy theory flowchart, the first question we try to answer is, were they after Gruden the whole time, or was he collateral damage for something else? That'd be the first question. Was the end game get Gruden out, or was the end game distract from something else? Or, give this pound of flesh a trade. Like, we'll give you this one, but don't report on this one. We'll give you some Gruden stuff. It'll be explosive, but in exchange for that, you don't do any of the Dan Snyder stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, sometimes somebody...
Like give someone a guy 10 years so you avoid this other guy getting life.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, that's the first... Was it specifically... It's like Gruden's got to go down. That part's fascinating.
Someone here saying ESPN leaked it, which I guess would be possible, but there's a chance that he didn't send this from an ESPN email, right?
Why would ESPN do that? To get him back on TV? They're not doing that.
Yeah, no. I don't think that. I don't think it's had anything to do with ESPN. To me, there are three potential people that are doing this, right? It's coming from inside the Washington Reds football team, formerly known as Redskins, that operation. It is coming from the league office, because these are the people that have the emails, all the emails. The football team, the league office, and then the lawyers. There's not like Robert Kraft. I mean, maybe some people sent him some stuff, and then the Raiders got him, but the Raiders got him after like, hey, man, this is coming out.
Yeah, the other thing it could be,
could the Raiders have leaked more? Could the Raiders have leaked more?
You're saying the Raiders leak it in order to get out from under the contract?
The second part, like they originally give him the thing, and then they sent him all the emails, and then the Raiders gave it to the New York Times, and you get rid of Jon.
Unless something has changed, I'd be between Mark Davis and Jon, which is possible. It's possible. Like, they got him in the building. It's like, wait, I thought you were gonna give me the game plans every week, and now you're just ignoring me. I guess that could be. I did read
Tafer. He wrote an article, obviously yesterday. One thing that he wrote was Marcel Reese, is a big Mark Davis and him are very tight. Mark Davis wants him to be a big part of the organization, so hires him as this I don't even know what his official title is, but he's just one of the guys, right? Mark wanted him to play a role in the football operations. Clearly, Mark Davis loves Marcel Reese.
Here's a deal on wine. WineAccess.com/ham. $50 off an order of $150 or more.
And if you like to gamble, check out mybookie.ag and use the promo code HAM1. Get your gamble on. You could argue equally as much as Jon Gruden, maybe more, right? Would you agree there?
Mm-hmm.
He wanted Jon to start using him in football operations. Jon was adamant, no. So Marcel just did broadcast stuff for the Raiders.com and then did other stuff with Mark. But Jon would not let Marcel Reese be part of the football operations, even though obviously Marcel Reese played 10 years in the league. It's not like Marcel doesn't know football, but that is sometimes that happens, wouldn't you say, probably in a lot of buildings where coaches or GMs, I think, and you could argue this is human nature. When it's not your idea or someone's pushing it on you, you can get like this. You just automatically say no.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Also, I'm paying you $10 million, so I need you to listen to someone.
Yeah,
I'm
you
saying.
can't. Hey, John,
A
you
year.
can't have him fucking write up some second round players. I mean,
It's
Jesus
possible.
Christ.
I would be surprised, but that's possible. Would
I
you be
don't.
surprised
The what?
with
I would
that
imagine that
theory?
pissed Mark off.
No, not that. That Mark would go to this length to get rid of John, because I do think this is embarrassing for Mark. Mark does not.
You
Mark
would be
doesn't
setting
like
up to make
this.
your organization look bad because it is.
Yeah,
Raiders
in order
head
to
coach,
make him
Raiders
look
head
better
coach.
in the end. If you're like, we're getting Joe Brady,
No, I know, but I would.
Mayock, power grab.
Listen, I don't know Mark Davis really at all. I mean, I've talked to him 3-4 times in my life. That would feel pretty vengeful. Now, he has those genetics in his family, but that's a lot. Like, if you said that was Al Davis, 100% believable.
That's why I
like
say
George Steinbrenner, yeah.
I'd be surprised by that one.
It'd be a well thought out plan. Like, it'd be high level execution by Mark.
That would be some House of Cards stuff. Okay, how about here's the other one. To your point on the people who have access. If you are bringing the lawsuit against the Washington football team, it is in your interest to get attention on your case. We know that even though a case plays out maybe in front of a judge or an arbitrator or
No,
a
remember
court of
though, it
law,
was just the league just promised everyone they do an investigation into the shadiness. They weren't like suing their own team.
there's no lawsuit here against the Washington
No,
football team.
what I
What
thought
about
happened.
I thought the cheerleaders brought. I thought there was a.
Well, I thought the
No?
league just intervened and said, we're going to look into it and do our own investigation. Now, the cheerleaders might be suing them, but the league, the emails are in a relation to the league saying, hey, we will do an oversight, everyone, to one of our own properties, right? It'd be like if we owned 5 different businesses and one of them had an issue, but we were also profiting from that one. Be like, hey, guys, we'll look into everything shady going on. And what happens a lot historically with like corporate, kind of espionage and cover-ups, right? You're not going to get rid of this team. And ultimately, like if you don't feel you have enough,
So
it's
that's
a tough
what you
spot
do.
for the league to be in.
So you put somebody on blast to make people feel like you did something, even though.
But who
Okay,
was asking?
I thought there was some like external pressure, like a lawsuit or some lawyers.
But the
if
league's
that's-
not suing the football
No,
team.
not the league. I thought there was like a third party involved here. But if that's not the case, then that theory goes out the window.
I don't pretend
Another
to be
theory.
that well versed in this.
There's a DEA arrest on the Washington football team.
But in fairness to that, if you look who that guy is, he had been with Ron for all those years in Carolina. Like, he was just Ron's trainer. Now, it happened.
I don't
The
like
feds
this
came in.
theory. DEA arrest. Let's do something else to throw people off the scent. That one seems unlikely.
Assistant trainer got popped. I saw last week too.
Yes, that's not. People are like, whatever.
To me, that when I read that he was Ron Rivera's guy, it honestly reflects Ron more than Dan.
Yeah, doesn't reflect Dan. But it is.
I don't
just
live
one
in
of
this every day. Were people banging the drum to find out what was going on? Feels like that to me is the question.
On the DEA guy?
No, not the DEA guy, but just off the scent on the Dan Snyder. Like, at this point in time, who's really even talking about it? It'd be one thing if it was just constant, right? Like Bradygate or Ray Rice. Again, we live on the West Coast. The team's in Washington, D.C. Maybe it's a major talking point all the time. It doesn't feel that way. It just feels like out of left field. These things got leaked on John.
Yeah. It might be as simple as, in case any of this comes out. This goes back to, I said this to you yesterday. If you were Gruden and you'd come out Friday night after the DeMaurice Smith thing,
I got a theory.
DeMaurice Smith, you apologize for it, but you go full B Rabbit 8 Mile. You start saying all the things you know they're about to say about you, right? Yeah, my friend Cheddar Bob did shoot himself in the leg, and yeah, I'm
broke. I can't eat.
Yeah, I do live at a trailer park with my mom, right? You do all of that. In other words, you come out and say, since we're here, I also said some other really inappropriate things in those emails that I want to address. I don't know if they're going to come out or not, but I said some things about women. I said some things about the gay community, and unfortunately, I can't hide from those things if they come to light. But I regret them, and I'm sorry. Luckily, it's been 7 years that have passed, and I've changed since then. And as I said, I just want to get that all out there right now. Like, if he had done that Friday, which no one ever does that. You always just wait to see how much is it going to come out and pray that it doesn't. I don't know. Would the reaction have been different? Because my point in saying that is if you're the NFL, you go, well, we could try and cover up all of this stuff forever and maybe none of it sees the light of day. But maybe we just put some of it out and then we can go, look, we do not tolerate this. This is not acceptable. And we're going to get this guy out of the league.
What if somehow Shad Khan was privy to some of these emails? Maybe he knew the lawyer, had worked on projects before. They are taking, the Urban Meyer week from hell, they were getting absolutely destroyed. His coach was getting destroyed. His organization was getting destroyed. What if he just threw this out there? Now, why? To me, if he was doing it, he would just throw out the first thing. Like, what would be his vendetta to try to ruin John's career?
Here's the other thing. If I were the league, I'd be like, wait a second. Urban Meyer's going to be gone here soon. Jon Gruden.
Well, I'm saying the league doesn't. I'm saying Sean kind of went rogue.
It's possible. If I were the league, I would stop him. I'd go, look, you were not sacrificing.
Well, you don't tell anybody. You just went
We're
rogue.
not sacrificing Jon Gruden to save Urban Meyer, dude.
Yeah.
But
if I was a betting man, I would simply go with Roger Goodell. I think Roger Goodell, if you said that about me and I was making 30 to 40, $50 million and I was, everyone kissed my ass. Wait, that guy said that? That guy said that? Be a pretty simple one.
The question is, do you benefit as a league in the end from this? Maybe you could argue the league does. The league can say, no, look, this is not, we are not cool with this.
Booted him out of the league.
Yeah, I mean, if you can, because then Goodell, then you can justify this is actually for the greater good of the league. Yes, I'm settling a score, but this is going to make the league look good. If you're settling a score that makes the league look bad in the end, it's not worth it. I mean, he's not the boss, right? The owners are the bosses.